Spotty greetings. The Champions League semi-final first leg has been concluded and some major talking points came out of it. This is one of them. Listen.
I don't know the percentage, but we have a lot of chances to be in that final. And as I repeat myself, you have to do something special in the competition to earn the right to be in the final. And the time to do it is going to be in Paris. Again, this is one of the best. It's beating all the English teams, the best teams in this country. So you cannot dominate this team 95 minutes. Impossible. Forget about it. And you have to understand what means dominating them and in which area of the pitch. And we have to be very clear. Again, what we have to do, where, and when we cannot win it, okay, make sure that we take the game where we won. Post Real Madrid at home, 3-0.
That's right.
We have to go to Paris and win the game.
True.
And we are more than capable of doing it. Because I saw two very good teams where the margins are so small and they had efficiency in front of the goal, and their keeper as well made a difference to see the result that we've seen tonight. We did a lot of things very well as well. We had a spell in the first, I think the game had phases, the first 15-20 minutes, especially them scoring so early in a great combination play when the margins are so thin, the finishing is unbelievable. And then we had especially one issue that we corrected after 15-20 minutes, and we sustained that for the rest of the game, which I think it turned the game around. And you want to win the Champions League final, you have to do something special, and we're going to have to do something special in Paris to be there.
That's it. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta. If you want to win the Champions League, you have to do something special. We have to do something special in Paris. So that's a realistic statement from Arteta. I liked it, and I was like, okay, I'll talk about this. But can the Gunners do something special in Paris? Yes. They defeated Real Madrid home and away. But if you're to judge what we saw in the first leg at the Emirates Stadium in London last week, then it's going to be a very difficult mission, particularly with the way Luis Enrique has set up this Paris Saint-Germain team, that they play pressing football in the first 20 or 30 minutes, get you confused with your strategies. But I like the charge from Mikel Arteta. That was all shades of positivity. If you want to win the Champions League, you must do something special. Or is it that Arsenal already did something special in the quarterfinals, and now it's difficult for them to repeat something in the semi-finals? But either ways, it's still open. They lost the first leg 1-0, playing the second leg next to Wednesday in Paris. This was a major talking point for me for this week in the UEFA Champions League, because after Arsenal did what they did in Spain, who wasn't expecting them to beat PSG? It was difficult. Were they missing Thomas Partey? Yes, because time and time again, I've said it, that Thomas Partey doesn't get the praise he deserves. He makes Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and young Lewis Kelly look so good. When he's playing, he knows how to plug in those holes. He knows how to, run around the midfield with proper positioning. And he reads the game so well. They were really missing Thomas Partey. I thought it was so silly of him to pick up that yellow card. But hey, we'll be back in the second leg, and Mikel Arteta will have all of his, I think, complement of his first 11. Let's see what they can do in that second leg in Paris. But a lot of things really need to, work for the Gunners. One, they need to show character. They consider that goal from Dembele very early, I think the first minute. That was good enough time to recover, get into it, but it started looking so difficult for the Gunners. Again, where were the Arsenal fans at the Emirates Stadium? It was PSG and their supporters that made all the noise for 90 minutes. That must change the second leg, Mikel Arteta. If there's anything special that needs to come out of it, the fans must step up. I remember the first leg against Real Madrid when Mikel Arteta charged the fans to register their presence, and they did so well, and that was why they gave us a record-breaking historic performance against Real Madrid in the first leg in London. They need to step up. The fans need to rally around their team, push them, be on their feet, sing, shout, yell, do everything the same way PSG did. PSG fans, they got into London and they took over the city right from the moment they got in. They were you know, pumped up. And in the stadium, each time there was an highlight to show fans or spectators, you will see PSG fans, in the mix. So I think Arsenal fans need to step up, rally around their team, give them the extra push. I believe it's still an open game. It will be stupid to write off Arsenal, particularly with everything they've achieved this season in the UEFA Champions League. But hey, PSG, particularly this guy Vitinha, the form is enjoying. Donnarumma in goal. I think they are a very consistent team, PSG, and they showed it, in the way they set up against Arsenal in that first leg at the Emirates Stadium. But as I said, they really missed Thomas Partey, and Arteta tried to, play down, maybe not just to make him feel like he's indispensable, but hey, Thomas Partey and his role in this Arsenal team is immense. He is the catalyst. He's such a reliable and important player to this Arsenal squad. Again, Mikel Arteta wouldn't want to accept because his team is scoring goals. They still miss the presence of a striker. If there was a proper striker in that game against PSG, probably would have ended in a draw. Big ups to the team, stepping up in this difficult time, particularly Mikel Merino, getting into, that position and still putting in a good shift. But a striker is a striker. The role of a striker is to score goals. So if there was a striker that's seen like, oh, we can't lose this game, I need to score a goal, that's enough charge, to go out there and get the goal. So we'll wait to see what will come out of that one. Arsenal versus PSG versus Arsenal, second leg, semi-final UEFA Champions League will definitely get us talking. The other game, Inter Milan, Barcelona. What a game we saw in Barcelona. It ended 3-3. That again is an open fixture. Can Barcelona go to Milan and turn it around? I see a lot of people talking about Inter Milan and how they will go out there and do the same thing that they did. If you look at all the teams that made it from the quarterfinals, they passed through very difficult opposition. Maybe except us. Yeah, not in the sense that Real Madrid wasn't difficult. Arsenal made it look easy. But Barcelona had to dig deep. Inter Milan had to dig deep to get to the semis. It was arguably Arsenal that just, played breathtaking, unbelievable football to get to the semi-final. So it's still open. Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Barcelona, still an open fixture. It can go anywhere. Barcelona, they've proven that they're a team that can score. You can score them 4, they can score you 5. So this for me was a major talking point from the first leg of the UEFA Champions League. I like the team Mikel Arteta talked about. If you want to win the UEFA Champions League, then you must do something special. Can Arsenal do something special in the second leg and make it to the final? Big question. I'll see you around again. That's it.